Hi Bob, it's great to have you back in the Festival TV studios again. You doing well?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much.
Have you enjoyed your weekend at Festival so far?
Yeah, it's been really, really good. And it's not rained hardly at all.
At all. And what have you been up to this weekend at Festival?
Just telling stories.
Excellent.
Like, yeah, Kickstart and some of the main sessions and just some spontaneous stuff that's just kind of,
Excellent.
yeah.
And that story you just told us, why don't you tell us a little bit more about that story you've just told us?
It's a traditional story. It's from Japan, obviously. It was collected by a British explorer whose name was Lafcadio Hearn. And he went there in the 19th century, you know, looking for stories, basically. And apparently that one's a true one.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
And if you're a person who's inspired by storytelling and wants to get more into storytelling, you've got a massive bank of stories. Where do you find your stories from? Where do you create from?
Well, I mean, a lot of them are Bible stories, so that's, you know, it's easy enough to do. But the traditional ones, I just read collections of traditional stories. Try and read older ones, you know, not retellings, but to try and go back as far as you can. Because there's tons of traditional stories around. And you just find the story that, like, appeals to you, that you can tell. It's kind of like your story, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And do you think storytelling's a current trend? Like, it seems to be on trend, a lot of TV programmes and adverts and now story. Do you think that's the way the world's going a little bit more than factual information?
Yeah, it absolutely is, because in a sense, you know, we communicate by story anyway. I mean, that's just the natural way people talk. You know, we don't quote statistics to each other too much or, you know, give each other essays. You know, we just kind of hang out and tell stories. So I think it's because it's natural. Yeah, everything's moved in that kind of direction. It's always a question of, you know, your story, my story, all these stories, and yeah, letting them all sort each other out. Yeah.
That's excellent. Thanks for coming by.
Hey, no, my
See you.
pleasure. Thanks.